Viewers, tonight on the case, we're going to tell you that just a couple of days ago, Times Now told you how the Supreme Court came down heavily on the NHAI over the condition of a highway in Kerala. The court had asked why should a commuter pay 150 rupees for travelling 12 hours on a stretch of 65 kilometers. That usually takes 1 hour. And today, the apex court dismissed NHAI's plea challenging the Kerala High Court's verdict that suspended collection of toll fee in one of the stretches of NH 544. The judges remarked that citizens paying for tolls are entitled to good roads. And if that is not provided, the authorities have no right to demand toll from them. Now, one cannot deny that India's road network has been expanding at breakneck pace. Just take a look at these figures. The national highway network in 2014 was 91,287 kilometers. In 2024, it is 1,46,195 kilometers. We're looking at the national high-speed corridors. In 2014, 93 kilometers. In 2024, 2,475 kilometers of high-speed corridors that we're looking at as well. However, while roads are expanding at a rapid pace, do we not deserve good quality roads? No wonder then that the Supreme Court also today came down heavily on the NHAI. And here's what they said. Let citizens be free to move on the roads. They also added that public has already paid taxes for the roads, and they're referring to the road taxes that are paid when vehicles are bought. No further pavement to navigate gutters and potholes. Very clearly saying that when it comes to collecting tolls, better have the roads in shape, otherwise there is no point in collecting those tolls. Debate on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, Dr. Anandanathan continues from the first debate. We have with us Raghav Chandra, ex-chairman of the NHAI, advocate Shaji Kodan Kandat is a public activist who's joining us. He was part of this entire plea. Mr. Raghav Chandra, I'd like to come up to you first. Very, very serious statements that have been made by the Supreme Court. They've asked a very simple and basic question. That firstly, there is road tax that the citizens pay. If they are paying an extra toll tax, why should that be for potholed, cracked, or roads that are not in perfect order because their own lives are being put at risk here? Mr. Chandra.
Yes, the Supreme Court has pointed out that there were traffic jams on this road, there was disrepair, and there were bottlenecks, which is a continuation of what the High Court had stated. And to that extent, I feel that, the court is within its right to feel that way, though the connection between road tax and toll tax is not quite so clear, because road tax is for overall safety, for overall registration, for overall the ability to ply on roads in general, whereas a toll tax is a user charge which is specific to defray the cost of construction that a concessionaire bears for building a road under a BOT program or any other program that the Government of India or the NHAI takes up. As regards what the court has felt, well, it is a very judicious sort of perception. I do not grudge as a citizen or as a former official also the fact that if a road is not of good quality, certainly the citizen has a right to expect that he will get some kind of remission.
Right.
And even if the concessionaire company is not able to it suffers a loss because of that, then the NHAI should fulfill that loss and NHAI should meet that charge. So to that extent, even the minister, Gadkari ji, has from time to time been saying that roads which are not in a good condition, their toll tax should be lowered or should be proportionately reduced.
Right. But let me just, bring you mentioned the build, operate and transfer contracts. They have said that they should ensure that the cost is collected from users when motor vehicle tax is remitted for their use on roads. Is a sad reflection of the free market that successful bidder extracts much more than what is spent on construction and maintenance. It's a comedy of errors that the roads fall into disrepair due to vagaries of nature and often rank neglect is the stark reality. That the toll collectors at booths, often due to understaffing and overwork, behave like satraps is a fact of life. I don't think I've seen the Supreme Court use such strong language in many such cases in the recent past, certainly not in any case related to roads. Advocate Shaji.
Peoples are ready to pay, apart from the road tax, peoples are ready to pay toll also. But the National Highway Authority have a duty to ensure good roads, and they have a duty to ensure that without a pothole or traffic jams, they should have some responsibility towards the persons, those who are remitting the tax. Here, according to us, the total BOT stretch is only 35 kilometers, and the rest of the 30 kilometers is the MOT. And this 35 kilometer, we are last 3 months, the people of the Kerala is suffering huge traffic block. Entire road is damaged. They are constructing 5 vehicular underpassage. Our entire service road is damaged. Before starting this vehicular underpassage, they have a duty to strengthening the service roads. Nobody has done that work, and they simply arrange the traffic to the service road. That's why we are saying that we are not responsible to pay the this toll amount. That's why we are opposed to the High Court. The interesting thing is that this company, this toll tax company, collected nearly 1,700 crore rupees within 13 years.
Right.
Within 13 years, they collected.
Right.
And then each and every day, 42,000 vehicles are passing through this road. And they are collecting nearly 50 to 60 lakh rupees per day. And they are simply...
Mr. Chandra, you must respond to that. The point is this, that this is not an isolated case. There are several other such highways where tolls are being collected. Peak of monsoon season is the job of those toll companies, which are charging such exorbitant tolls in the first place to ensure that they are properly maintained. Why can't the NHAI have a stricter oversight over this?
I absolutely agree with you, and NHAI should indeed have a stricter oversight over all these matters, and it is trying to do it. In the case of Kerala, I must point out here, based on my experience, that it has been rather difficult for the NHAI to work in that state because of a sort of disconnect which the state authorities have not been fully cooperative. Mining rights for any road construction work, even to extract a little bit of earth from anywhere, is extremely difficult. Mining permissions do not come through, because of which you cannot repair your road. The right of way is often not given. So there is indeed, in the case of Kerala, a very peculiar situation where the state does not support.
Yeah, I want Dr. Raghunathan to come in on this. Dr. Raghunathan, is this an isolated case? Is this only restricted to Kerala in your view?
माधव, अब हम क्या ये हिंदी में ही बेस्ट एक्सप्रेस्ड है, हम लोग थक चुके हैं. Now let me give you 5 points on this. Number 1, it is no one's grouse that Mr. Nitin Gadkari has been the best performing minister for decades. In the last 10 years, he has built half of the highways that were built in 60 years previous. So congratulations to him. But I find it very specious to conflate road tax with toll tax. If you're paying toll tax, then it is given by definition that the service you would be getting would be in accordance to the tax you're paying. Now, if that service is bad, why should you get away scot-free with it? Point number 1. Point number 2, I've always found this, I don't mind if every one of us is in the same boat. I don't mind if the entire Delhi, I'm talking about Delhi because I stay in Delhi, is a complete dump. What I mind is that some areas are absolutely glistening and 99% of the other areas are dump where we live. I'll give you an example. You have 2 municipal corporations, NDMC that takes care of Lutyens zone where the politicians live. In my last 25 years of journeying there, Madha, I have not seen a single pothole. And you have MCD that has a budget of 17,000 crores that takes care of 97% rest of Delhi. NDMC has a budget of 6,000 crores, only of 43 square miles. And final point, and this is very important. Look, the question is holier than thou. I admire the Supreme Court and the High Court for coming up with this decision that if you pay for something, you better get the services. But then can I, at the risk of having contempt of court levied against me, also say we are taxpayers? We pay for the judiciary. Can you please explain why 50 million cases are pending? Can you please explain why it will take 323 years for all these cases to be treated? Why there are some cases that are 120,000 cases more than 35 years old? Why 34% of all High Court judicial positions are lying vacant? So किस गिरेबान में झांकोगे माधव?
Dr. Ranganathan, fair question, and given the fact that we are all on flooded roads across NCR, we may very well be actually in the same boat as you metaphorically mentioned earlier. But I'll have to leave it there, and certainly, of course, we hope that all take this in the spirit in which those comments have been made. Dr. Ranganathan, Raghav Chandra, Advocate Shaji, thank you so much for joining us this evening.